any chance you'd like to get right side up and join us? Come on, T-Rex, let's go. Come on, Steve. Let's go. Let's go. Right down those stairs. You come on, Rex. Yeah. Ready? Let's do this. All right, take attendance. Steve here, Rex here, TK here. It looks so peaceful out there. T-Rex, think we can just keep it quiet? Do you think we can keep it quiet? No, we can't keep it quiet. Well, that was good. He threw on the brakes and got quiet. It's 7 a.m. on Monday, March 12th. We've got 49 degrees, but it's clear and it's calm right here over Boston. There's Boston right there. I do not need my noise canceling microphone because there's no wind and the excavators aren't here yet, but when I zoom in, I do need to talk a little bit louder. Looking over to Howe's Neck. Zoom out. Listen to the blue jay. Zoom in. Blue jay and the pussy willow. Can't see him, but I saw him. He just photobombed us. So we go out the door for weather and more, and we've got T-Rex and Steve, the gang, together for, I don't know, 1-2 days in a row. There's going to be another road show this week. Give you a hint, it's actually going to be a boat show. But we're live from the Gulf of Weymouth this morning on the shore of the Weymouth Big Dig. T-Rex, what do you see down there? He sees the sky reflecting in the water. That's what happens when you have a clear night and calm air. The atmosphere decouples, you get an inversion, and you get some record-challenging low temperatures. Clouds came into northern New England, so the regional temperature roundup this morning showed warmer air in northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and Maine in some 30s and many 40s, including the Champlain Valley, always a sign of warm air advection. And it was colder in southern New England because the sky was clear in southern New England, clouded up in northern New England. And we got down to 33 degrees, not shown on this map, but in Taunton, Massachusetts. Osprey. Nope, gull. Sorry, gull. I thought an osprey was going down, but a gull just dropped a mollusk of some kind for breakfast. We break for birds, tugboats, and H2O emissions going straight up on a calm morning with the reflective water looking over to Wessagusset. And here is the satellite image this morning. We are in the clear sky in southern New England. Major weather maker off to our south is going to slowly come our way. Weak front to our north is going to kind of mark time in the north. Those are the clouds that kept us warmer in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And the surface analysis, 1030 high, right over southern New England. So I talked about it a lot. Confluence aloft kind of pushes the air down, high pressure sinking air, and at the surface the air moves out from the center of the high. That's called diffluence, and it all makes for this beautiful blue sky. And it should stay beautiful in Boston today. I think we're gonna have probably a light sea breeze. So at the beaches today, we'll probably go to about 70 and probably about 75, or maybe even a few places approaching 80 this afternoon. I love this kind of dry air, and this time of year you can go from the 30s in the morning to the 70s in the afternoon. And that is the forecast for today. That system that teased us with possible from the 2-week forecast, snow, late season snow in New England, missed. But you know where it did not miss? In a global sense, the global models did all right. It was a blizzard in Labrador. Eddie Shear, meteorologist there, sharing these images on X from yesterday. Blizzard in Goose Bay, Happy Valley, with 27 centimeters of snow. How much is that? That's 10 inches of snow. But it had the wind and low visibility, and it verified as a blizzard. He says, no, blizzards are not rare here, but a May 12th blizzard is rare. So the global models, often when they show something for 10, 15 days out, they're on to something, and they knew that the models had a clue that there was going to be a major late season winter storm, and there was. So it was right. Just didn't have any part of it in New England. None in Maine. It's going to be another major winter storm this week. In the west, there are already winter storm watches in effect in Montana and Idaho. So should we just go right to that? What's that cloud over there? Yeah, so that's that northern or southern edge of that cloud that we saw in northern New England. I think that cloud's going to lift out, and I think you're going to brighten in northern New England also. I think I'll spare us the high-res NAM. It's going to stay dry at least through tomorrow afternoon. And tonight is the full moon. Oh yes, the full flower moon is at 12:56 p.m. today. It should be quite pretty. I think we're going to stay clear in southern New England anyway. All right, just before I show the GFS, can we just watch this tug plying through the placid water of the Gulf of Weymouth, also known as the Fore River. Hey, Captain, can you beep that horn for us? No, we're professionals here. All right, why don't you professionals go to the GFS and show us that big winter storm you're talking about out west. Okay. It's not an easy forecast. We've been talking about that weather coming at us from the southeast. I guess I should have shown the radar, which I guess I am doing now anyway. That weather, the weather to our north is mostly going to stay north, but that weather to our southeast is going to come north. See the snow showing up in California already. Higher elevations. Remember, our mountains are only 5,000. Their mountains are 10,000. Here we go. GFS. 10:30 high is pushing off. Note another high to the north of us trying to come in to eastern New England with low-level cool backdoor cold front type situation trying to come in tonight and tomorrow as that low comes to from South Carolina. It's been flooding to the coast of New Jersey. It's weakening, it's decaying, but the flow is going to come on shore, and we're going to end up with low clouds and at least cool weather and showers and drizzle coming in tomorrow night or late tomorrow into Wednesday in southern New England. I think northern New England has a better chance of staying warm and dry, and then you have a lot of the nation, in the middle of the nation, there's going to be a lot of warm air, and that warm air is going to surge north into Canada and to our north here of New England with that storm out west and all that snow and the blue there in the west. That's only one of the snowstorms coming out to west, and the showers and thunderstorms in New England are going to be few and far between if the GFS is right, as that little southeasterly flow on Wednesday into Thursday turns around, tries to come in a little bit more from the south, but it's not so easy. On Friday, here comes a warm front with showers and a thunderstorm on Friday, and now here's a big change to the Friday, Saturday. We haven't had a dry Saturday now since middle of February, remember that? It's trying to be more optimistic with low pressure going to our north on Saturday, where yesterday it was right over us. This is a lot more optimistic than the Euro, I'll tell you that. The Euro has us in a cold ocean flow. GFS would have us with a mixture of sun and clouds on Saturday and Sunday now, with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We'll see, has a big difference which way the wind blows. And then we get to next Monday and Tuesday, kind of in between systems. Major storm with all that snow going across into South Dakota. That almost looks like a blizzard. That drives into Canada. And if we can overcome the onshore flow, we should warm out of the 60s, if this verifies, into the 70s and 80s by next Monday night. Well, not Monday night, but Tuesday and Wednesday. If the flow can come from the southwest like this is trying to show us. I think the Euro does agree with day 10. It's just those days 4 to 8 it disagrees and keeps us cold and wet over the weekend. GFS says nice. And this is the 10-day now out to Wednesday the 21st at 8 p.m. And it shows that powerful storm way up in Canada with a front that's weakening with severe weather, though, coming across the Midwest. This is a lot slower and weaker than it was yesterday, and it's not to New England yet. So we would be windy and warm with temperatures in the 70s and the 80s if this verifies with that. You see the 570 thickness getting on our doorstep, and in the summertime, 570 means 90 degrees. We're not quite there, and I think there's going to be a lot of low-level moisture we're going to have to overcome. So I guess the big takeaway from what we're talking about here with this is nice weather today and then tomorrow, and then just do not trust the forecasts. You want to think dry for this weekend, root for the GFS, because it's a lot more improved than the Euro, but it's a little inconsistent with itself. We're gonna have to make the call in the next couple of days whether we want to switch to the Euro or not. That's the end of the weather. Did it in less than 10 minutes, except for that intro with the pets coming down the stairs. So we look at the boats. Good day. Fish. All the reports from the fishermen. Squid run is the best in years. Herring, so thick you could walk on them in the herring runs. Last couple of weeks. So you know the stripers are right around the corner. Speaking of right around the corner, the ground is shaking. D-Rex, the ground is shaking. What's going on down there? Oh, if you see one of those things down by the water. So it's real fun watching the progress of this. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. All these changes that are going on. Wow, the ground literally is shaking. What do they call that thing? We used to call it a steamroller, but I don't see any steam. But I can feel it. It's heavy. Literally, the ground is shaking. I think it's vibrating too. Kind of lost Steve. So it was a wonderful Mother's Day, and yesterday I talked about how, you know, we don't just have our mom. We have the mothers of our friends all around us. And it's the influence of all the mothers. And one of them in my world was Eileen Urquhart, Greg's mom. Greg, rest in peace. Eileen looking so beautiful yesterday. Celebrating her 95th birthday last month. And getting to be with her daughter, Jan. And granddaughter, Gentry, getting married this month. I guess I have to give a forecast for Gentry's wedding in Nashville. Well, let me just guess. Warm and humid with a chance of a thunderstorm. I think that's the forecast in Nashville every day. I've lost Steve. He's on his line, though. He can't be that far. Where is he? Oh, boy. So the Inmore is going to be just us in the yard yesterday. Me and my brother working in the same yard where my dad and mom raised us. Bert's Rescue Garden. And I don't see Steve at all. Oh yeah, the rainfall over the weekend when we were away. Let's do that. Come on. Oh, the peas. Bad news from the pea department. Okay, so we got an inch. And then the overflow is about a 0.04. So we got about 1.4 inches of rain here. And the tops of my peas that were so promising have been eaten off. I mean, come on, reach up. I've used all my Repels-All. So the rabbits are eating all the tops of the peas. So I probably am not going to have peas again this year. You can only use so much Repels-All. I guess I could try and get some netting and fencing, but I've got a lot of things to do this week. So updates to follow. And tomorrow's and more. I got to go find Steve. And T-Rex, look at that. You got your sunscreen on, T-Rex? This is Bridal Wreath in bloom. As I'm trying to find Steve. Oh boy. There he is. Found him. T-Rex, we found him. I know you were worried. And more from Mother's Day. Glorious. Birds are singing. Blue sky. That cod is pointed toward the northwest, which is best. Kind of. Right here in Bass River, Steve. Not that far from where you are. This is where we went to Sunday school, our formative years, right in those rooms. Mrs. Eldridge was my teacher.
She was?
She gave us an assignment. What would you be if you could come back as anything in the next life? And she told me, like 10 years ago, you wrote that you would come back as a bird so you could fly over Fenway Park and watch the Red Sox games for free.
She remembered that. That's impressive.
She told me that when I was like 45, 50 years old. Oh, it's kind of crowded down here in the Kelly Corner. Could be some Provosts or bakers or merchants or tailors.
This corner.
What's the name of the pond out there? You remember?
I don't.
Dad says he used to drive his trucks out there and do fishtails.
I remember one year we went down there and there was vehicles out there. just did a couple cosmetics and flipped it.
Out the door. South Dennis Congregational Church Cemetery on a beautiful Mother's Day. Oh, what do we have here? K-E-Z. That's an Alberta spruce that's in good shape for the Keyser family. So a nice little corner lot here, and interesting. Mom and Dad both very December. Kevin just pointed out. Born in December and went to their eternal resting ground both in December. Dad made his 88th plus 8 days. Mom made 92 plus 20 days. Here lies a Cape Cod fisherman with the catch of his life. You can see the reflection of me and Kevin in the gravestone. And then perhaps we will join our brother Jack with our names on the back at some point. And we're right across the way from Mayfair Boatyard founders, the provosts, Jonathan Edward Provost, Mariner, and Mary Provost. And now another John Provost, his Mayfair Boatyard. Oh, those are cool looking trees. Steve, which house is yours? Oh, that's not Cove Road over there. This is Cove Road. That's Farmley. Wilbur Preserve. Wilbur, we just saw a Wilbur in the corner next to Dad and Mom. So somebody named Wilbur lived here. All right, 69 Cove Road. That's very green. Steve, which
Mine already.
Steve, which house is yours? 75. Really nice. 79. To the Cove. Kind of the Osprey hunt. I just saw the first cumulus cloud right behind there.
But usually they come early, like, you know, as soon as the herring show up, the guys show up on the...
Oh yeah. I come every year, and it's epic every year.
Really?
Yeah.
Right here?
I think I have a gift for Gab. My brother Kevin says hello to everybody. Now he's talking about fly fishing on Bass River. Kevin's never gone fly fishing in his life, but we do fish. And he's talking about a big worm hatch here in the cove, so the stripers are in. Fly fishermen in the house. They seem pretty dedicated to the sport. Yep, right in here. Get to know the nooks and crannies. And we're back to the backyard here next to the worm farm. Worms are busy in there turning organic matter, cardinal, into loam. Kevin calls it sandy loam, but loam nonetheless. And I can use this to repair seed patches on the lawn down there. Spots that never seem to grow grass. We're gonna try with the magic worm chow. Loam lilac pruning underway. Things do better after you cut them back a little. Selective pruning, we call it. When mother-in-law Ann Fogarty left Linden Ponds and Hingham, she had a lot of plants out there behind her place, and many of them ended up here in South Dennis at the Rescue Garden. And I think this is one of her hydrangea. It's looking like it's gonna have a ton of blooms. And I call this Bird's Rescue Garden, named after my dad. And my mom, all our moms love the lilacs and some peony. So happy Mother's Day to everybody. Peony are next. All our moms love all these flowers. And what a gorgeous day on Cape Cod. We look at the models from Pivotal Weather, but there's also some merch on there. Look at that. Get yourself an official Atmospheric Scientist shirt with a little insignia on the side on this beautiful Mother's Day. More and more and more. The Angela Garden about to bust out in flowers. Look at all that green. They're gonna all have flowers on top. Greg's dependable landscape taking care of the front yard. And lots of beautiful shrubs. And some of them have some sentimental value. You get the pansies out early. And Larissa gave her mom this hydrangea in a little pot just a few years ago. And look at it now. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. Hydrangea, love, water hydrangea. And T-Rex is coming back, Anna. Going to get him right now. Hard to believe. Kevin is on his first mow. Just in the front yard right now. And I'm on my third. So it's pretty rare. He'll be passing me in no time. All right, time to go north again. This message is for Vinny Vitale. It's the end of Robert Arthur Way here. And so much has changed since we all spent so much time together, but I believe that your dad or mom may have planted that dogwood behind the house here on Olivia Walker. How fun would it be to have a tree like that at the corner of Robert Arthur and Mayfair Road? Just saying. Mitt is playing aloof. He doesn't want to come out and watch this gorgeous sunset. He was just out, but I don't know. Good camera shy, I guess. Made it back to a perfect Mother's Day evening sunset. Mitt heard me say that Steve was going to get a belly rub, so Mitt came running out. Yep, Steve's getting one. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Happy kitty. Happy moms. Another superstar in town right now. Mitt wants to take the stage for the end of the Thor, Weather, and More. Could you possibly look at the camera, please? Here's that ball. There's a lot of energy. Stop frightening the cats. Steve, since when are you afraid of a T-Rex bark? Mitt for the win. Into the wind. He's a good kitty. Let's get our T-Rex fixed now, because there might be a lack of T-Rex fixes later in the week. And there's a Mitt. We got a Mitt and a T-Rex in the same sunset. I don't know where Steve went. There's Mitt. So handsome. Thanks for appearing in more for Monday, May 12th. We will see you Tuesday, May 13th, with weather and more and more and more. Sun goes down, we're being watched.